We're going to start in 1 minute, okay? Okay. Morris? There's no sound, Morris.
An exhibit.
Shabbat Shalom, v'Chag Sameach. We're so very privileged tonight to celebrate Shavuot, the time of the giving of the Torah, by recognizing the accomplishments of 6 wonderful young people: Brooke Whiting, Victoria Rubin, Brian Perlstein, Jacob Quasman, Madison Jaspin, and Ben Cruz. I've been so fortunate to have spent a year studying with them and taking a special trip to Washington, D.C. with them. Please note that the great cover for our service was designed by Brooke, and that great opening video was produced by Jacob. I suggest that you keep your Zoom in speaker view so you can watch these young folks as they offer prayers and speeches. The control for that is at the top right-hand corner of your screen. So welcome to our confirmation service of 2020. Our opening song is I Have a Voice by Ilana Arian.
I will open my eyes. I will open my eyes. I will not look away. I will not look away. I will use this gift I've been given every day. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. I will give of myself. I will give of myself. I will reach out my hand. I will reach out my hand. I will use this heart I've been given to take a stand. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam she'asanu B'tselem Elohim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam she'asanu B'tselem Elohim. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. I will fight for the truth. I will fight for the truth. I'll stand up for what's right. I'll stand up for what's right. I will use this strength I've been given to be a light. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world.
Echie Asher Echie, I will be what I will be. This comes from when Moses was at the burning bush and asked for God's name, and God replied, Echie Asher Echie, I will be what I will be, or I am what I am. When we were choosing a theme for our service, this one phrase stuck out to us. Rabbi had taught us at this meeting during one of our lessons. Each one of us are a reflection of God, so this concept of I will be what I will be applies to us. We all really liked the idea of being able to be whoever we wanted despite society's expectations. or even the people closest to us telling us what to do or be. We are told to be strong and not let anything bother you. If you do, for you are weak. You have to do well in school. If not, you are stupid. You cannot like the same gender. That is weird and out of the norm. You have to live up to what blank did before you. You have to do this and be that, not who you really are or do what you want to do. Well, no, we will choose who we want to be. We are our own person no matter what anybody else says. We don't have to get all A's. We don't have to like the opposite gender. We don't have to hide our emotions, and we don't have to be a replica of someone else. We can choose our own path and who we want to be or what we want to do in life. If you look down at your packet on the front cover, it shows all of us. We are each drawn, but without a face. This is because 1, I can't draw faces, but 2, most importantly, no drawing, paper, or anyone can define us and set a guideline for who we can be. As time goes on, our image can change, not only physically, but emotionally, for who we are. We can change our motives and beliefs at any time. Right now, we are not letting a paper decide, but only us. We will be what we will be.
Ben, you need to unmute.
Sorry about that. Okay, as a member of the LGBTQ community, this theme means a lot to me. I've struggled, and still do, with my identity and sexuality. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh means I am who I am, among other things. The first time I heard this value, I immediately connected to it. It shows how even though we are all different in so many ways, we are all one, made in the image of God. This is so important to me. The first time I told my friend about my sexuality, I was really embarrassed. But they embraced me and told me I was loved and accepted. This was so important, and that's why I resonate with this theme. We can all be ourselves, but we can also be unified humanity. Nowadays, we like to put ourselves in boxes, to see ourselves as one thing, like an activity you do, a group of people you follow, or even a movie that you like. We use these things to define ourselves and never look deeper than those things. But if we can get past these stereotypes, we can see that we all contain a divine spark that links us all.
Can you see me? Scoot back a little bit. It's the one in the top right that you can see.
Okay.
That's the
Go ahead.
Yes.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu. Are you doing it with me, Curly?
Go ahead, I'll sing it.
No, Carolee,
Okay, you
you
sing.
can't do it at the same time, so let her sing it separately.
Okay.
Let me light the candles first, though, if you're going to say the prayer.
You can sing if you like.
Okay, I'm going to sing. If I can get it lit, would be great. Oh, went out. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe.
You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of the festival.
Ready? Good job. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'achar banu mikol. Oh boy, we messed that up. Mikol anu, Shabbat kacha b'ahava uvratzon, inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit. Yom Tehillah leMikra'e Kodesh Zecher Letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu V'acharta Yotanu Kidashta Michal Ha'amim Shabbat Kadshecha B'ahava Uvratzon Inchal Tanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos. Blessed is Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Blessed is Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and take delight in us. You have made the holy festival of Shavuot our heritage, the time of the giving of our Torah, a sacred occasion, a remembrance of the exodus from Egypt. God, you have chosen us and set us apart from all the peoples and given us the festivals, a time of joy and gladness.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Brian is listed as Brian.
He's not a co-host, so I don't see him.
He's not a co-host? Oh, sorry about that. Hang on a second. Oh, there he is. Okay. There he is.
The process of confirmation in its most fundamental state is the commitment to Jewish life and to Judaism. It's very clear for me as to why I've chosen to go through the process of confirmation. It is because I want to accept the responsibilities that come with being a Reformed Jew, and I want to continue the process of integrating myself into Jewish culture and our Jewish community. If I were to be completely honest, when I started confirmation, I thought of it as a burden that I was forced to go through once a month with the rabbi and the others in our class. I thought that I had better things to do with my life. But it was when we started going to these classes and we started having these discussions about issues I truly cared about, when I realized that confirmation was more than just something I was forced to go to. Confirmation was a way for me to be able to learn about what Judaism said about different current issues, and it allowed me to deepen my identity as a Reformed Jew through something that I am passionate about. After that, I never felt that it was a hassle to go to confirmation classes. I was excited to learn more and continue the process of developing my Jewish identity. The pinnacle of my confirmation experience that illustrates why I'm being confirmed was our trip to Washington, D.C. to participate in the Litaken Social Justice Seminar. I didn't know going into it that this experience would truly change my life forever, and I'm not exaggerating because it truly did change my life and my view of Jewish values. In the seminar, we were able to learn about different social justice issues and what Judaism had to say about them through different classes and lectures that were offered. In the end, we were even tasked with writing speeches for the end goal of taking action on a topic through lobbying our representatives, ours being Marxist. A large part of my connection to Judaism is the social action aspect. And the time spent in DC allowed me to explore thought, and it helped me realize why I want to dedicate my spiritual identity to Judaism. In all, at the start of this journey, I didn't know what to expect from confirmation. But I've left this adventure knowing my purpose as a Reformed Jew, and I've chosen to accept the responsibilities that come with dedicating my religious identity to Judaism.
Why am I being confirmed? The idea of confirmation within Judaism is based upon a post-bar or bat mitzvah youth reaffirming their commitment to Judaism. These past several months, we've been discussing about us as people, what God would want us to do in our lives, and the many stories we've learned as kids and are going more into detail about them. We have also been learning about many different subjects, including tattoos, God, how we feel about God, and the worldwide problems we face today. While we were in Washington, we went into separate rooms and talked about the world problems on subjects we had chosen and how they affect us as Jews. These subjects were reproductive rights, climate change, LGBTQ rights, mental health, and immigration. All these affect us as Jews and us as a whole community. This recent time spent learning and traveling is not the end of my journey into Judaism, but the start to a whole world of learning and redefining who I am. As every day goes by, I will listen and think about the lessons I've been taught and how they can guide me to discover more about my Judaic roots.
Yikadav Yikadash Rabba Belma Divarahute Belmichmachute Bechayechon Uvyom Mechon Uvchayde Chobed Yisrael Bagala Bagala Uvizman Kari Vimaru Amen Yeheshme Rabba Mevora Le'olam ulam me'omaya Yitbarach V'yitztabach V'yipar v'yitnomam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalo Shemedi kudasho brihu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiram Belma Vimaru Amen.
Okay. 5 years ago, if you asked me what I wanted from Judaism, I might have said bagels or hamantashen. All those years ago, I was unable to interpret Jewish teachings for myself, and I just kind of went along with what others said about Judaism and religious belief. However, as I got older, I began drifting away from Judaism and its ideals. I disliked going to temple, and when I went, I was forced by my parents. However, I feel that the last couple years of Sunday school and confirmation has shown me that Judaism can be interpreted how you like, and your appreciation of it is all due to your mental attitude. These sources have taught me to apply Jewish teachings to my modern life and the modern world. For example, Jews practice good deeds. I often volunteer in school projects and for my classmates. Jews know they can interpret the Bible as they see fit. The past generations have been open to interpretation, for instance, how we play musical instruments on Shabbat, and we have over time increased the amount of English in the service. Furthermore, the Talmud says in an opportunity where you can preserve life, you always do so. A key example was when pork insulin was blessed by rabbis for the diabetics of the 1950s, or 1980s, my bad. My point is, our religion is a living and breathing religion, and over time, things change and every generation gets to decide what they keep and what they reject. Judaism is a religion of choice and interpretation, and I believe one's ability to decide and interpret for themselves is a very important one, which is why I'm being confirmed. Thank you.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bidvaroch ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteah she'arim uvitvuna meshanei itim mahalif et hazmanim sader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakira kirtsono Barei yom v'layla galel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or umavir yom umevi laila umavdil bein yom uvein laila Adonai Sebaot Shemo, El Hai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
The title of the prayer Ahavat translates to everlasting love. It is about how God loves us, the Jewish people, unconditionally, day or night, good times and bad, no matter what. It is through this love that we receive the Torah, and it is because of this love that we must, quote, rejoice in your Torah forever, reflect upon its teachings, and teach them to our children. This theme of love is intrinsic to Jewish culture and is one of the most important Jewish values we hold. So it is no surprise that we should have an entire prayer dedicated to the love that God gives us. We can even learn a lot from what this prayer tells us. We humans spend so much time prejudging each other and don't spend enough time giving everlasting love to one another. While there is so much hate and destruction currently in the world, in fact, look to the murder of George Floyd. Maybe it is time that we must show some unconditional love to each other. And all this prayer is not just about God's love for us. It is a message that we must all love ourselves and each other unconditionally. Ahavat olam Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu lemadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam balayla ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ושופך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, ופקבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. As far as an interpretation of the Shema and V'ahavta goes, the Shema is both an affirmation of faith and a statement of relationship between us and God. It is about God's oneness and the obligation to love and serve God through the commandments. The V'ahavta tells us what we must do: love God with all our hearts, minds, and strength, and how we must teach our children, mark our homes, and the entrances focus on and observe the teachings of the Torah. In return, according to the verses that follow in the traditional prayer books, God will bless us, our land, and the work of our hands. But how do we know if we are loving God to our full capacity? Is love the feeling that we have or the actions we take to love our God? In my opinion, to love God, you must both love God spiritually and with the actions we take as Jews. It's not one or the other. We use the Shema and the V'ahavta to show our love spiritually. The actions, though, which we show our love include, for example, when we give tzedakah. It's not just a donation, but it is also showing God love for the other things that God has created. When we plant a tree, we are showing that we love the planet that God has created for us. It is the little actions we take that we show God that we still love what God has created for us.
Throughout middle school and the beginning of high school, I basically hid that I was Jewish. I had always heard these stories with my friends and others being bullied because they were Jewish. I would always hear the horrific tales of people being picked on just because of their religion, and anything could happen to them because of it. I was always so annoyed with all the questions I would get. Oh, so you speak Jewish? You have a Jewish priest, right? You're so lucky you get presents for what, like 8 days straight? Lately, I've been more involved with being Jewish, and it has definitely changed my life. I've gone to summer camp for 6 years of my life, and I've made amazing experiences and made many friends that I will never forget. I went to DC as a part of this confirmation class. It was hosted by the Religious Action Committee. I had an incredible experience learning about Tikkun Olam, which means repairing the world. I learned how to fight for what is right for our country and everyone with us by lobbying and talking to a representative from our Congress. We also went on a tour of DC and everything it had to offer. One of the most meaningful places we went was the Holocaust Museum. Seeing all the people who lost their lives was very hard to take in. I did learn that there were so many who stood up for what they believed in, and even if it didn't make the biggest difference in the world, they made the biggest difference to somebody's world. I was never really sure what I was doing in this confirmation class because I didn't know why we were doing it. I learned that it's to help me with my journey in practicing Judaism. My class and I have learned many different topics, from learning about justice, Jews and tattoos, and so much more. We are so lucky as Reformed Jews to have so many choices in our life. This is another step to further my Jewish identity and understand my history and where I fit into the world around me. Learning about everything in our history and getting to travel to amazing places and getting these great experiences makes me feel extremely lucky. I'm no longer scared to tell someone I'm Jewish. I feel excited to share everything I know, and I now always want to know more. I'm so proud of being Jewish, and I know I still have a long way to go, but I can't wait.
One, two, three, four. Moshe Miriam, Zeli, Anu ve'ameru, Adonai Imo, Olam bo'ed. Mi kamocha bo'em Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh. Nogati lo dose pele, nogati lo dose pele. Moshe Miriam, Zeli, Anu ve'ameru, Adonai Imo, le'olam bo'ed.
My brother was confirmed here at Temple Bethel, where we have both been attending religious school since we were 3 years old. And when he returned from DC, he told me what a time he had. Since then, I have been looking forward to being confirmed. Now that it is my turn, I am really excited that I was able to learn more about Judaism and how it affects actual real-life bills, such as those involving mental health initiatives, reproductive rights, and LGBTQ rights. During the Litaken seminar in Washington, DC, not only did we learn about each bill, we also learned how Judaism supports issues I did not even know had anything to do with the Jewish culture. When we were in DC, my classmates and I lobbied in Mark Takano's office for a bill on mental health. My class and I were lucky enough to go a day early and have a nice time with Rabbi in exploring DC, including visiting the Museum of Natural History before the conference began. This past year of learning has been an amazing experience as I will not only be a Jewish adult, but a legal adult in just a few short years, and I can't wait to enter the world set in my Jewish belief.
Adonai Sifatai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Hagid, Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu, v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasavim, Tovim, v'Karnei Hakol, v'Zocher Haseah, v'Ima'ot, Umevi Gula, Livnei v'Nechem, Haman Shemo, v'Yahava. Melech Otzir Umashia Umakin, Baruch atah Adonai, Makin Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechai HaKol Tav Rav L'Hoshia, Marit Hatal. Mechochel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Zahomach Naflim Berofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umachayem Emunato, Yishenei Afar, Nicham Hocha Ba'al Gevura, Umidom Melach, Melech Memid, Umachayei, Umatmiah Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, l'chayei ha'akol. Ta kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom v'yalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Let's take a moment to pray silently. We continue with the Hoda'ah, the Thanksgiving prayer.
Modim anachnu lach, she'atah hu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzvor chayenu magen yishenu atah hu l'dor v'dor nodei lach, unsaper tehilatecha al chayinu hamsurim b'yadecha v'al nishmotenu hapkudot lach, v'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu v'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebachol eight. Erev avoker v'socharayim hatov ki lo chalu rachamecha v'hamrachem ki lo tamu chasadecha me'olam kivinu lach. V'al kulam yitbarach v'yitraman shimcha malkenu tamid le'olam va'ed. V'kol chachayim yoducha selah v'halalu et shimcha ba'emet ha'el yishuatenu ve'ezratenu selah. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulcha na'e lahodot.
Amen.
We will continue with Shalom Rav in a moment.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Laolam Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amecha Tasim אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה שלום.
I'm so proud of all of you young people. You're doing such a wonderful job tonight. You're their future. At this very joyous moment, as my cat is studying Torah right behind me. No, not. Sorry, I don't want the cat walking on the Torah. I don't think that's a good idea, even though apparently she's a real dedicated Torah scholar. No, this is what happens when you do services at home and your husband is somewhere else, not watching the cat. Okay. Anyhow, we're going to take a moment to think of those who need healing, whether of body, of mind, or of spirit. And we think of congregants and friends and family of congregants: Jonathan Davidson, Brenda Oppenheim, Ben Henderson, Marie Alkier, Barbara Brandt, Bob Fry, Nancy Fry, Isaac Lipkovitz, Rivka Lipkovitz, Rabbi Steve Robbins, Gloria Mangus, Steve Lux, Julie Lapidus, Becca Troxler-Dand, Evie Troxler-Dand, Kathy Kreider, Jan Judman, John Cruz, Pamela Mangus. And if you would like to add a name, please do so in the chat. I think some people have already done that. Let me go back and read. Helen Iniquez, Patty Podner, Irving Klein, Casey McCarthy, Babette Cooper, June Carpenter, Robert Doctor, Ruth and Sandra Landis, Kim Coe, Randy Rubin, Sarah Matzdorf, Maria Bieberstein, Sandra Stokely, Tom Johnson, Therese Spellman, Earl Kaiserman, Rabbi Bennett Herman, Pauline Geerlings, Jerry Geerlings, Kirsten, oops, sorry, it's going too fast. Kirsten Fisher, Erica Sutterberg, Viviana Perez, Paul Gretsch, I guess, Jr., Elaine Burke, Susan Rose, and we think of those who are suffering from the coronavirus. Please join us in the Misha Berach, although keep yourselves muted, please.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Belach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
אין כמוך באלוהים, אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
Adonai Malach, Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain, Adonai Yevarech Et Hamo V'Shalom.
Av harav chamim hitin vavirtzon et Zion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim kivecha Levad batachnu Melech Elyon Nisa, Alo Adon Olamim.
Habu Godel Ulelohain Utnu Chavod LaTorah.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim.
Baruch Shinantan Torah Torah. Baruch Shinantan Torah Torah. Le'amo Yisrael V'Kiddushato.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Echad Shema.
Gadlu l'Adonai iti, u'neramema shemo yachadav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod. Ki kol b'shamayim uvaretz, ki kol b'shamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamalacha b'amit na'aseh lechol lerosh. Onenu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Onenu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarach. Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Anochi Adonai Elohecha Asher Hayom. I don't my sorry. Asher Hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim midei avadim lo yeh lecha Elohim aherim al panai lo tahaseh lahafesel v'chol temona asher b'shamayim mima'al ba'asher ba'aretz mitachat ba'asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz.
Lo tishtahaveh lahem velo ta'avdem ki anochi Adonai Elohecha Elkanah Poked Avon Avot Albanim Al Shleshim Va'aribeim Leson I Ve'osei Chesed La'alafim Le'ohavai Ukshomrei Mitzvotai Lo Tisa Et Shem Adonai Elohecha Lashav Ki Lo Yenakeh Adonai Et Asher Yisa Et Shemo Lashav
Zachur et Yom HaShabbat lekodesho, sheshet yamim tevo va'asita kol melachtecha, v'yom hashvi'i Shabbat l'Adonai Elohecha, lo taseh kol melacha ata uvincha uvitecha avdecha v'amatecha uvchemtecha v'gircha asher bisharecha. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz et hayam ve'et kol asher bam ve'yanach bayom hashvi'i al ken be'rach Adonai et yom hashabbat v'kadshehu.
Kabed et avicha ve'et imecha lema'an ya'arikun yamecha al ha'adama asher Adonai Elohecha notain la. Lo tirtzach, lo tin'ach, lo tigno, lo ta'aneh b'reacha eid shaker, lo tachmod beit reecha, lo tachmod eshet reecha va'avdo Va'amato, V'shoro, V'hamoro, V'kol, Asher, L'reacha.
Sorry. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Vazot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael alfi Adonai b'ed Moshe.
Victoria.
Our Haftorah is the story of Ruth. We read Ruth on Shavuot, the holiday commemorating the giving of the Torah, because Ruth is considered the first convert. The story begins with a Jewish man named Elimelech, who leaves his home in Judah in today's southern Israel because of disastrous famine. Elimelech moves to the land of Moab with his wife Naomi and their two sons, Mahlon and Chilion. Elimelech dies and his son marries Moabite women, despite the Torah forbidding such unions. The women's names are Orpah and Ruth. The two couples lived in Moab for 10 years, then both of Naomi's sons died. When the famine is over, Naomi decides to return to the land of Judah. She tells her daughter-in-laws to stay and find new husbands to provide for them. Orpah stays. Ruth, however, wants to go with Naomi to take care of her. By doing so, she affirms her connection to Judaism. Ruth and Naomi travel back to Judah together. They arrive during the barley harvest. Ruth goes to a field owned by a relative of Naomi's named Boaz, where Ruth gleans from the corners of the fields. Boaz notices how dedicated Ruth is to taking care of her mother-in-law. Boaz likes this about Ruth, as loving kindness, hesed, is a very important Jewish value. Because of this, Boaz decides to marry her even though the Torah forbids Jews from marrying Moabites. They have a son named Obed, who is the grandfather of King David. We will be reading from chapter 1 of the book of Ruth, when Naomi tells her daughter-in-laws to return to their home.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo Yisrael amoho Uvinviye ha'emet b'tzedek. Batomer na'ami shovna v'notai lama telach imi ha'od li v'anim b'me'ai v'hayu lachem la'anashim shovna v'notai lechna ki zakanti mio le'ish ki amarti yesh li tikva Gam hayiti halayla leish, begam galad tivanim, halahain tisaverna, ad asher yigalu, halahain tiagena, levil ti hayo leish, albenotai, kimarli meod mikem, ki atzavi adonai. Vatisena kolan, vativ kenaod, vatishakar palachamota, derut davkaba, vatomer hine shava yevimtech, elama ve'el Elohecha, shuvi acharei yevimtech.
Brooke.
Vatomerot al tifkivi la'asvich lashuv me'aharayach ki el asher telchi elech uva asher talini alin amed ami elchayech elchai V'asher tamputi amut v'sham ekaver ko ye'aseh Adonai li v'chol yosi ki hamavet yafrid beni uvanech v'terech ki nitzach metech ki lalechet ita Vitel do ledaber Elocha V'talachna shetechem Abelana lachem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Sur kol ha'olamim tzadik bechol ha'orot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber u'mekayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nim v'yom ha'shabbat v'ha'shavuot hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'sasonu simcha l'chavod u'tifaret al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach u'mbarchim otach yivarach shimcha b'fi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh Israel v'hazmanim. Ruth, unlike many of our heroes in our Jewish anthology, is not actually born Jewish. She is a Moabite and converts to Judaism when she says to Naomi, quote, "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God." It is interesting to note here that God had condemned the Moabites. Indeed, Deuteronomy 23:3 tells you that, quote, "No Moabite shall be admitted into the congregation of the Lord, because they did not meet you with food and water after you left Egypt." This makes it abundantly clear that if you were a Moabite, you could not be part of the Israelite people, and yet Ruth is accepted anyways. So this poses the question, why is it now accepted for a Moabite woman to join the Jewish community when it is explicitly stated that no Moabite shall be admitted into the congregation? The Talmud explains that this is because the verse in Deuteronomy refers to male, not female Moabites, Moavi, not Moabit. This allows Ruth to join because of a technicality. However, it is very unlikely that one of the main focal points of the story of Ruth was about a technicality and simple grammar. It is far more likely that it was a deliberate choice. Ruth is stranger to Judaism, and despite her Moabitic heritage, is allowed to convert. Now, there can be only one simple explanation for this, and that is the theme of our service, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, or I am what I am. This phrase is the name God presents when Moses asks for it. It stresses the unimportance of labels, that no one should be judged on their name alone, because it is who they are that matters. It is not the name of God that is important, it is who God is that is of true importance. Similarly, Ruth should not be judged on her Moabitic heritage, because it is about the content of her character and her devotion to Naomi and to Judaism that truly matters. When we use superficial labels, we blind ourselves to the things of importance. It would have been very easy for Ruth to have been denied the ability to convert because of her heritage, but in the end, it doesn't matter because she is who she is. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. Just like in our own world, we are taught not to judge a book by its cover. It should not matter what your background is, because we ought to be judged by who we are, not who we are told to be. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. I am what I am, and I will be what I will be.
יהללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו, הודו על ארץ ושמיים, וירם קרן לימו, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל המקרובו, הללויה, הללויה. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'll do it from here. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש חדש ימינו חדש ימינו כקדם.
At the beginning of this journey, if I'm speaking frankly, I was only doing it because everybody else was. But now, having all the experiences that come along with it, I have a newfound admiration for my Jewish faith. Over the course of these many months, I was astounded about how much I didn't know about Judaism. I learned the Torah's views on many things, but the actual turning point was the DC trip. In the beginning, I was excited to see DC, but not much else. But Over the course of the 4 short days, I learned so much. We learned how to repair the world through our actions, to treat people equally, and that the only way to make change is to go out and actually do it. It truly changed my perspective. Being close to all these other Jewish people, especially hundreds of Jewish teens, was amazing. I had always felt so isolated because of my faith, but being around all those people showed me that I was not alone. Getting to have my voice be heard in a place where it could actually make a difference and help change the world was the match that lit a fire inside me that I didn't know I had. Getting closer to my classmates, whom I had known all my life, was another great thing. And also, getting closer to Rabbi was amazing. I guess I had always felt alone, but I never really was because I had all of you guys there to support me. I never support me along my way. I would like to thank the Legacy Fund, the Temple Youth Group, and Rabbi's Discretionary Fund for helping fund this life-changing process for me. And above all, I would like to thank Rabbi Singer for not only being a chaperone and a teacher, but a mentor to me. She took time out of her life and put up with all of our busy schedules and different personalities to bring us together and make this all possible for us. I could not ask for a better rabbi, a better mentor, or a better friend than her.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to come. May your heart be filled with intuition and your words be filled with insight. May songs of praise ever be upon your tongue and your vision be on a straight path before you. May your eyes shine with the light of holy words and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens.
Margaret.
Is Margaret around?
No, she's on a different screen.
I'm right here.
What screen are you on, Margaret?
It should say my name. Rabbi, it should say my name.
All right, well.
Or mom's phone?
No, does not have your name or mom's phone. So why don't you just go ahead and we'll listen to you.
Okay. May your lips speak wisdom and your fulfillment be in righteousness, even as you ever yearn to hear the words of the holy ancient of the old.
Carolee.
Yes. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah. Okay. Go ahead.
And your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky.
You're muted.
Unmuting. May your lips speak words of wisdom.
And may the world you live in be the world of your dreams.
It's nice. It worked. May you see your world created in your lifetime. May you see your visions come to be. May your hope touch every generation to come. These are the prayers we have for you.
Adam.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of.
Go ahead. May you be blessed with understanding, with wisdom and compassion in your heart. May your tongue be filled with song, and your lips sing out for justice. These are the prayers we have for you.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams.
Sorry. Trying to get my. So this is my charge to the confirmands. We've just completed the count of the Omer, the days leading from Passover to Shavuot. As you have learned, I hope, Shavuot is the holiday marking our receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai. Right after that, our ancestors committed the sin of the golden calf, the sin of idolatry. The Safat Emet, a Hasidic master, says that the days of the Omer that we count leading up to Shavuot, to Sinai, are the days of our innocence, before we sinned. They are so very precious that we count them lovingly. That period of innocence and pure potential is similar to our childhood, that time when we feel that anything is possible, when we feel we have unlimited energy, that we can conquer all. After Sinai, after the golden calf, is similar to our maturing, when we recognize our faults and our limitations. We become less adventurous, less sure about what we can accomplish, more cautious. And that is why Shavuot is so important. As my brilliant colleague, Rabbi Gordon Tucker explains, every year at this time, we need to be reminded of our pre-Sinai days, of our youth, of that unconquerable energy we used to have. Each year as we age, we need to draw from that energy. We need to renew that faith that our future is ours to create. My wish for you, dear confirmands, is that you never lose that wide-eyed belief in your own power, in your own potential. In Washington, D.C., you learned that you can make a difference. Do not ever forget that. Keep fighting the good fight. Never stop pursuing your dreams. Remember the song we chose to open this service. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Mazel tov to you and your families. And I would like to also mention that there have been a lot of kudos going through the chat. So I hope you'll take a look at that. A lot of mazel tovs from all of those people. And we are now going to move to the Aleinu, which you heard a little bit of before.
Aleinu,
Aleinu, Aleinu, Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שם לנו כשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושך כתבו השמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. אמת מלכנו אפס ומתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד. כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
At this very joyous moment, we take a moment to think of those who are no longer with us. May their memories be for a blessing. We're observing Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, for S. David Freeman, friend of Melissa McKeith, and for Frank Andrews, father of Gail Pro Harbor. Is anyone else in the first week, the first 30 days, or the first year of mourning? If you'd like to mention a name, You can do so out loud or you can put it in the chat.
Miriam Ice.
Gary Ferris.
John
Adele
Alfred.
Lucas.
And we are also observing yard sites this Shabbat for Barry Sokol, Nina Weiss, Beth Gershon, Victor Harbour, Jamie Harbour, Wilma Dahan, Rose Stein, Sharon R. Martinez, David Maines, Bessie Rubin, Daniel Archibek, Yoni Stawiskowski, Philip A. Kussner, Vern Barnett, Roger Cannell, Benjamin B. Sklar, Marvin Blackman, Adolph Baumel, Ben Boasberg, Arthur Goldberg, Sam Miller, Adelaide Selma Goodman. If anyone else is observing a yard site, please mention their name. And of course, we think of those who perished in the Holocaust as well. And if you'd like to join me in the mourner's Kaddish, please feel free to unmute yourselves and join me. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma,
Yamlik Makute,
Yomechon, Hayei Dechol Beit Israel, Ma'agala, Mankari, Yehei Shemei Rabbah, Nevarach, Be'alam Olmei Almaya, Yivarach Shabbat, Adar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei Kudashab, Riku, La'ela, Minko, Yochata, Vashirata, Tushbachata, Benechemata, Amiran, Be'alma, Yehei Shlomo Rabbah, Min Shemaya, Yechaim Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael, Be'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Molad, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael, Be'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen. And our closing song is the You Shall See Visions.
One of the only ones I still remember from.
But you would remember this.
Yeah, make sure.
In service too.
Can you now mute yourselves, please, after that? Thank you.
Yeah, Barbara and I are very honored to have been asked to do the singing for tonight, and hopefully you will be delighted by and find meaning from the last concluding hymn.
Childhood was for fantasies, for nursery rhymes and toys. The world was much too busy to understand small girls and boys. As I grew up, I came to learn that life was not a game, that heroes were just people that we called another name. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hopes shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Now I'm grown, the years have passed, I've come to understand there are choices to be made, and my life's at my command. I cannot have a future till I embrace my past. I promise to pursue the challenge, time is going fast. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hopes shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Today's the day I take my stand, the future's mine to hold. Commitments that I make today are dreams from days of old. I have to make the way for generations come and go. I have to teach them what I've learned, so they will come to know that the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hopes shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us life.
It takes a village to create a service on Zoom. First of all, I would like to thank our 6 confirmands for the heart and soul they put into this service. I know that this is not the service you were expecting, but you pulled it off with flying colors. Cantor Bob and Barbara stepped in to offer their beautiful voices tonight, spending extra time pre-recording and refining their sound. Carol Lee trained all our young folks for their B'nai Mitzvah as well as for tonight's service. Jory Yarmoff and Morris Maduro spent countless volunteer hours working on the sound and the video for this service and serving tonight as our techies. Toda Rabbah to all. And thank you to the families of our confirmands for lending us your children and for bringing up such fine young people. The closing song of the You Shall See Visions is a wonderful tribute to you and to the future that you are going to make and create and make us all proud once again. We are now going to conclude with Hamotzi.
Now you get us live. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Mazel tov to all. If you guys want to hang out a bit, you are welcome to now unmute yourselves and talk. If anyone, let's do a gallery view. Who would like to go into a breakout room and have a few people you can just talk to? Anybody want to do that? You could raise your hand if you think that's a good idea. Okay, not too many people. All right, well, I'll let you guys just talk to each other randomly then. What's that?
Can we get a shot of all 6 confirmands?
Hold on.
A shot of
Let
just
me see if the-
confirmands? I don't think that's possible on this particular Zoom service. You know, unfortunately, we have some limitations here. Apparently, when this was sent out on YouTube, all you got was all these little squares. You didn't get any highlighted people. I don't know why that is, but.
All right, I guess you can go.
Okay. Okay.
But you guys all did a great job, really, really nice job.
Rabbi, can I
is disabled.
Wonderful.
say one thing?
Kids did a
Thank you so much for a wonderful service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi, for a great
Congratulations.
job.
Mazel tov to everybody. It was really wonderful. Carol Lee, I'll
Thank you.
stay in touch with you. Madison, take care.
And I hope you guys are looking at the chat, your confirmands and families. You got a lot of mazel tovs.
Well, that's a nice
Take
idea.
care. Take care, Madison. Great. Everything was great.
And by the way,
The
there were
chat is muted.
92 people, or 92 devices. So way more than 100 people.
Wow, that's great.
Hey, you guys, can
I just want to mention real quick, sorry, Victoria's
Yeah.
across the country right now. Victoria's in a motorhome going
I'm gonna mute everybody, Diane. That way they'll all be quiet, and then I can have you. Okay, hang on. All right, now let's find Diane here. I'm gonna unmute you so you can talk, but I have to find you first. Where? Oh dear. Jory, can you find her and unmute her? It's under what name is it again?
Alan.
Alan, right. Oh, he should be way at the top. Okay, here we go. Okay, Diane, you're unmuted.
You guys, I'm just really emotional. I know you've never seen me like this, but Morris is laughing. Gina used to give me Kleenex always at the B'nai Mitzvahs. But anyway, and sisterhood meetings, I used to cry. But I just want to say this has been quite the culmination. Since Jacob was 3 years old, he was involved in the temple. And we've met such wonderful people and had such great experiences. And this has been a great culmination, and it's been a privilege. And I thank you, Rabbi, Cantor Bob, Barbara, Carolee, Morris, Jordan, Jory, Bob, everybody who has been involved in this, and all the confirmands, those beautiful kids that have grown up so beautifully. I'm so proud of them and their parents. I love to be friends with their parents. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Okay, now folks can unmute themselves. I needed to mute. This is kind of something that's going to...
Rabbi, can I go next?
Of course, whoever that was. Is that Margaret?
Can I go next?
Who's talking? Say your name.
Yeah, it's Margaret.
Okay, go ahead, Margaret.
Margaret?
Go ahead, Margaret. Unmute yourself, though, because we can't hear you.
It's Margaret.
Go ahead. We can't hear you.
She has a bad internet connection, I think.
Yeah.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I don't know why you can't see me, but okay, so I just want to say I'm not muted.
You're not muted. We can hear you.
The chat is disabled. The chat is disabled. Can you go to my daughter, Anne? Can you?
Jory, can you go to Anne? Anne?
You do Anne?
Here's Anne. Here, I can unmute
The
her.
video is off. There it is. Now
Hello.
it's on.
Hi, everybody. I want to say Mazel Tov to everyone. You guys did such a wonderful job. And I did want to mention that Victoria is in a motorhome right now going across the country. So I think it was outstanding of her to be able to take the time, even though things were kind of crazy. And also, my mom has a poor internet connection right now because she just flew transatlantic. She's in Virginia right now visiting our brother who is a Marine. So we're all kind of crazy, but I want to give a shout out to my family who are so wonderful and always supportive. And I know that I might not be super into the temple, but I love everybody that I meet there and every experience that I have. And this has been really wonderful sharing this with all of you. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Anne. Does anybody else want to? How'd you guys like those pictures of you guys, you confirmands, when you were tiny little kids?
Ew.
Oh, you were so
Oh my
cute.
gosh.
Disgusting.
Why did I think, my double chin was cute?
Double chin? I don't.
Why did I think that?
You were very cute. You were really cute.
Amazing.
Now, I had
Now
very
I
bad
know why I
side-
took all those pictures.
They were all, you guys all did a great job, and I said it before the service, that I appreciated all the technical support and all the training and all the support for the kids, and all of the kids who are still on, you guys did a great job. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very glad you're all in Brooks Light.
Yeah, I want to just say how amazing it is that these kids have stayed together since kindergarten. And they have been so close. I'm so glad that they had these friends and this opportunity. And it just makes me super happy that this happened the way it did. Sorry, having a rough day. So, but I just want to say thank you to everybody, and thank you, Rabbi, for all the time you put into them. And I think that Ben is a better person than he was when he started.
We're so proud of all these kids, and they grew up together. And since they were so little, and just watching some of those old photos, it just brings back so much. And I grew up at the temple. Now my kids have grown up at the temple. And it's just amazing to watch them grow up and become these little adults now, and bigger adults. Now Brian's taller than me. But we're just so proud of these kids and all the parents who helped get them through this, because sometimes it's a challenge, we know that. But they got through it, and now they can look toward their future. And after this pandemic's over, they got a lot of future ahead of them. We're very proud of you, Brian, and everybody.
Thank you. And it is true, I am taller than him, so.
Whoa. Do any relatives from other places want? Do any relatives from any other places want to say anything? You can unmute yourselves.
The cat is walking on the Torah again.
I know. She's just. Oh my God. Come on. No. Goodbye.
Yeah, we don't want any cat scat on the Torah.
She really loves the Torah. She comes over and rubs her face against it, and. But I'm closing it up now, so she can't walk on it at least.
It's animal skin, so she likes it.
I don't know what it is, but she's a very. See, she just wants to sit next. I have a picture of her sitting next to it. And she can't walk on it now. Oy. And the dog, and some people have their kids, like little kids, running through when they're trying to do a service. I have my animals that are so spoiled and demanding that, one meows because I have to go pet her, the other one barks because he wants to go out, and it's like, anyway.
Perfect.
The cat is a reincarnation of a rabbi.
I do have an old professor, and she's not old. I mean, I had her many years ago, but she has a cat that, was really a Torah scholar, and she's written a book about all the things the cat sort of taught her. Now, why is Victoria going to Kansas? Somebody tell me.
We are taking a trip out to see Isaac in Virginia.
Oh, I see. Okay. And so for some reason I thought Isaac was here, and I guess no, Margaret's in Virginia.
Yeah, he's in training.
Okay. Hi, Isaac. So anyone else want to say anything or share?
Rabbi, this is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I really am in awe of these young people. I haven't had a chance to interact with them in my time at Temple Bethel. I'm not there often, and they're not there at the same time. So it was really inspiring and gives me hope for the future. And for me, I have to say it's the most amazing service for confirmation that I've ever witnessed. And I think all of them are a testament to, they all spoke about their trip to Washington, D.C. And Rabbi, that's a testament to you in making sure that happens, and how important that is. So thank you for that work, but thank you all to the confirmants for your hard work, and you're taking the risk to explore with the rabbi and with each other. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, that trip to Washington is a very special trip run by the Religious Action Center. It's really, really great. And, you know, the greatest thing is, especially being in Riverside where there's so few Jews and so few Jewish children, to be able to be amongst hundreds and hundreds of Jewish kids. That's really, you know, very special.
When Andrew came back from his trip, he said he had no idea there were that many Jewish people in the entire world.
That's very funny.
I'd like to congratulate all of the confirmands. They did do a wonderful job, and especially to Brian, I want him to know that his 3 uncles and aunt who were also confirmed at Temple Bethel all participated tonight. It was good to see them, all the way from New Orleans to San Diego. Also, it's up to everybody.
Well, it was so nice to see so many people, really, literally. Bob, if you're talking, you're muted.
Cantor, unmute.
No, somebody had just called me. That's why I kept myself muted. So, because something muted. But again, what I want to say is that congratulations to everybody, and I'm glad Barbara and I were able to be at every B'nai Mitzvah of all the confirmands. It's kind of, they're really, really, really great kids.
And
So,
most
Mazel
of their
tov.
parents.
That's right. A whole bunch of parents got B'nai Mitzvah. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys are all tired. You worked hard. And let's say goodnight.